Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas History Roundup for October 31st. In 1838, this is the likely date of the formation of the Houston Jockey Club, probably the first officially organized racetrack in Texas. Monthly races were scheduled and horsemen from across Texas were invited to compete. The first race was over a 1-mile course for a purse of $100. There were some earlier unofficial races, including at Columbus 2 years earlier, and there are reports of wagering on races in Nacogdoches several years earlier, but this presumably was the first officially organized racetrack in Texas. In 1862, on this and the following day, Union warships shelled Port Lavaca, but Confederate artillery prevented them from taking the town. Yeehaw. In 1882, George T. Ruby died in New Orleans. He came to Galveston from New Orleans in 1866 and was the only black in the Texas delegation to the National Republican Convention. He won a Texas Senate seat in 1869 and became one of the most influential men in the legislature. In 1873, he did not seek re-election, and when Democrats achieved a majority in the Senate, he returned to New Orleans. In terms of power and ability, Ruby was the most important black politician in Texas during Reconstruction. In 1903, the first successful well in the Batson Old oil field north of Beaumont produced 600 barrels per day from 790 feet. Drilling during the next several months resulted in the production of almost 11 million barrels in 1904, the peak year. Because of excessive drilling, production declined significantly. Its cumulative production by 1993 was about 45 million barrels. This oil field, together with Spindletop, Sour Lake, and Humble, established the Texas oil industry. In 1931, Daniel Dan Rather was born in Wharton County. In 1981, Rolando A. Blackman debuted with the Dallas Mavericks. He was born in Panama and, at Kansas State University, was a 2-time All-American, 3-time Conference Defensive Player of the Year, and member of the Conference All-Century team. During his career with the Mavericks, which was 1981 to 1992, Blackman led them to 6 playoff appearances. He retired with 16,643 points, a record that held for several years. The Mavericks retired his number, 22, and he is in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. And finally, and more along the NBA, 1997, Tim Duncan debuted with the San Antonio Spurs in a game against the Denver Rockets. Duncan was born in the Virgin Islands in 1976 and attended Wake Forest University, where he was the Naismith College Player of the Year and won the John R. Wooden Award his senior year. After Duncan joined the Spurs won 5 NBA championships, and Duncan was selected as MVP of the NBA Finals 3 times, the NBA Most Valuable Player twice, and NBA Rookie of the Year in 1998. All right, and that, my friend, was your Texas History Roundup for October 31st. Spooky Halloween. All right. I hope y'all are going out, taking your kids out to do a little trick-or-treating. Maybe some of them are dressed up as a hunter or a deer or something else like that. What's interesting, and it may be too late for this year, however, if you go to the Feed Bandit website, you too could dress up like a white-tailed deer if you got our whitetail camp polo. Maybe you could combine that with some possible future pants that we have coming down the line. Just saying, maybe an idea for a costume next year, and keep some of those antlers from something you shoot this year. You can make it into a headpiece. All right. Well, with that, we will leave you on this one. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you right back here tomorrow, and thank you very much. Y'all take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.